Welcome to another edition of Straight Shooting Sports Talk, and I'm your host, Dujane Bland, and we welcome you to our Redskins edition. And today, Washington, again, takes another embarrassing loss. Fingers are pointing everywhere, mostly at the quarterback. I just have a question for you. If anyone thought that he was going to be ready by the start of the season, just because he said so, and I know Simone had made it very clear that, hey, he's talking too much. He needs to be quiet. Okay, I know, but there's no way he's going to be ready by the start of the season. Let's refresh ourselves. 2 weeks ago, this guy just was cleared as of Monday night from the Monday night game. 2 weeks before, he was cleared to be able to practice. We talking about practice, man, not the game. Okay? Now, he hasn't had any live bullets around his feet. It's going to take him a little while to get comfortable. But now let's step back a little bit and take a look at what the Washington Redskins are doing. I've heard, there's no read option. They haven't done that yet. You're right, they're not. They're not doing that at all. And when they do show that particular formation, it is already predetermined that he's handing that ball off. He's not running. Now, it's clear that Kyle and Coach Shanahan are scared. I mean, they got a black eye last year for letting that guy play in the playoff game, and look where he's at. Now, I must reiterate, this guy's coming off an ACL, LCL surgery. So, it's going to take a little bit of time for him to get fluid. I'm not saying he's not healthy, because I believe he's healthy. I believe it's all in the mind. You know, he's very concerned about getting hurt, and so is the coaching staff. This guy gets hurt, them running a read option play, all hell's going to break loose in DC. And people are wanting to fire them now. Quarterback change, I hear in DC, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. When you look at this offense, they're running a 7-step drop back type of offense. Guess what? This offensive line is not built for traditional drop back passing. The interior line especially. As we can see from the Eagles game, as we can see from the Packers game, guys are getting pushed into RG3's face. Now, as we saw in the second half of the game, the Eagles game, saw the second half of this game, he was able to get into a rhythm. Granted, in garbage time where it's basically kind of prevent defense. But I saw a lot of improvement. Guys able to go through his checkdowns, but he's not able to go through anything when he's got guys in his face. I hear people saying, he's not stepping and planting and throwing. Yes, he couldn't step and he did not do that very well in the first game. This game he did, but how can you step, plant, and throw when I've got 300-pounders and my offensive lineman right in my face? Obviously, you can't do that. He's throwing off his back foot so he doesn't get creamed. The things that they need to do is to get this guy and do what this offense and this offensive line has been designed to do. That's roll the pocket left, roll the pocket right. To be able to do that, that allows him to be more comfortable. Shorten the drops. Why can't we go to an offense that Rex Grossman or Captain Kirk runs to help RG3? Second, how many drops have we had by receivers? Key drops at that. We are like 0 for 8 on third down last week. Horrendous. Now we look at the defensive side of the ball. Does anybody know how to tackle? Anybody? Because, I mean, I can go out to, like, Little League and see guys tackle. I can get my 10-year-old nephew to tackle. I can get my 10-year-old niece to tackle. These guys are not tackling. And tackling has been a big issue. Hence the reason why this defense has given up over 1,000 yards in 2 games. Got to do better. That falls on the coaches. Now, I understand we got a lot of rookies out there. I understand that, but you got to do something to help these guys. I understand that the offense is not staying out there long enough. I do understand that. But Hazlitt has to do a better job. If you got to simplify this thing, then so be it. But we're getting murdered. And as I read in a column, teams know exactly what to do when they come and play the Washington Redskins. Okay, if you're going to blitz and you're getting to our quarterback, fine. We'll just go no huddle and slaughter you and go right down the field because we know that none of you can tackle and half of you can't cover. And they're doing it in 2 games. Now, with that being said, jumping off the ledge, there's like no place for that. It's 2 games. We're going to have to ride this guy out. Calling for Kirk is ridiculous. I mean, do you realize this is our franchise quarterback? I mean, Redskins fans seem to think that that's the solution to every problem. And all I'm asking is that you open your eyes and see that this is not all about RG3. This is about the team needing to rally around this guy who carried them last year. He needs their help now. And the help is not being given, whether it's the play calling, whether it's the guys on the field executing the plays effectively, whether it's the defense doing their job and not allowing almost 40 points. Time for us to step up and make plays. Now we look at the Detroit Lions that we face here coming up. They have another high-powered wide receiver, Megatron. Going to be very difficult to stop, being that we can't even stop Jordy Nelson and Cobb. We let Starks run for over 100 yards. Guy didn't even know he was going to make the team. Now, Reggie Bush status is unpredictable. Really don't know whether he's going to be playing this game or not. If he's not, it helps us a little bit, but we thought getting Lacey being out of the game would help us. That didn't help at all. But guys have to start tackling. We have to do a better job. 2 keys in this game. Normally I have 4. 1, get off to a fast start. Kyle Shanahan has to call plays that is going to help his quarterback, shorten it to 3-step drops, get him mobile. We don't know what this guy can and cannot do yet. He's just been standing in the pocket like the Statue of Liberty. And the guys on defense know where he is, and they go after him. And they just blow up Alfred Morris because they don't respect the fact that RG3 can move. 2, tackle somebody. If you tackle, then we don't have all this yak and all these continuous first downs, and maybe the defense can actually get off on 3rd down. Because we have a lot of 3rd and longs, and yet we allow them to get like 10, 15 yards. On a 3rd and 15, they're getting 15 plus. Tackle somebody. Those 2 keys will help us win this football game. That's it. That's the start of it. But Redskins fans, come down off the ledge. It's only 2 games. RG3's just started to get back. And we're going to figure it out. Remember, the defense started like this last year. Horrendous. And they got it together without their key guys. So with the key guys on the field, they should start to get this back together. But the team has to show a little bit of heart and some pride in what they're doing out there on the football field, just as much as Redskins Nation does. Well, we thank you for watching our show. Again, if you have any comments, leave them at the bottom of our show, and we'll continue the dialogue and keep it going with you. If there's something you'd like to hear us discuss, please shoot us an email to straightshootingst@gmail.com. And as always, subscribe to the show, especially Redskins Nation. We're going to have these regular Redskins editions throughout the season. So in order for you to stay locked in, you got to subscribe. Thank you, and you've been watching another edition of Straight Shooting Sports Talk.